Good morning, children. Welcome to Narayana Live Classes. Myself, Sanmesh, and today we are going to discuss class 10th physics assignment, which was provided to you on 30th July. This assignment is based on the chapter Light, Reflection, and Refraction. This is your CBSE assignment 2. So let us start. So our first question is, what is the minimum number of rays required for locating the image formed by the concave mirror for an object? Another part of the question is, draw a ray diagram to show the formation of virtual image by a concave mirror. So let us answer our first part. What is the minimum number of rays required for an image formation? The answer is the minimum number of rays required is 2 rays. Okay, at least we require 2 rays for an image formation. Okay, now the second part of the question, how a concave mirror, first of all, it forms a virtual image. When the object is placed between the focus and the pole, then only the concave mirror forms an virtual image. Let us see the ray diagram for that. Okay, here I have a concave mirror. Okay, here I have a concave mirror, and I have kept an object between the focus and the optical center or the pole. So let us take a ray of light which is parallel to the principal axis. After reflection, it will pass through the focus like this. Let us choose another ray which is incident on the pole. After reflection, now this will follow our usual law of reflection. This is angle of incidence, angle of reflection, both will be equal. Okay, now if we look at these two rays are not parallel. They meet at a point, not at this point. Behind the mirror they will meet. If we extend the rays behind, it will meet. For example, like this. So let us say both the rays meet at this particular point. So my image will be formed something like this. As you can see, this is an virtual image is formed because the rays are not actually meeting at this particular point. They appear to meet, or they appear to diverge from that particular point. Okay, so that's why it is called, it is an virtual image. Also, some other properties are, it is an erect image and it is an enlarged image. I hope the point is clear, children. Let us proceed to our next question. Why do stars appear to twinkle? Explain. Now, children, in reality, we know that the stars, they don't twinkle. Okay, twinkling of stars we see due to the refraction of light coming from stars from our atmospheric layers. When the light from the stars, when they incident on the atmosphere, now children, our atmosphere is made up of different layers of different densities. Due to this variation in densities, the light coming from the stars, it suffers refraction. And due to this refraction phenomena only, we see twinkling of stars. I hope the point is clear, children. Let us proceed to our next question. Question number 3, an object is placed at a distance of 12 centimeters in front of a concave mirror of a radius of curvature 30 centimeters. List the characteristics of the image formed by the mirror. Now, radius of curvature, I have taken r is equal to minus 30 centimeter according to our sign convention. Concave mirror has a negative radius. Also, the image is the object is always kept on the negative x-axis. That's why u is equal to minus 12 centimeter. Now, let us find the focal length first. Now, for mirror, we have formula focal length is equal to r by 2. So, simply minus 30 by 2, which is equal to minus 15 centimeter. Now, focal length is minus 15 centimeter, whereas our object distance is minus 12 centimeter. So, what can we say from this data? We can say that the object is placed between the focus and the optical center, or the pole. Rather, I should say pole. The object is kept between the focus and the pole. That's why just now we have seen for a concave mirror, when an object is placed between focus and the pole, it is going to form an virtual image, which will be an enlarged image, and it will be an erect image. Also, the image will be formed behind the mirror. I hope the point is clear, children. Let us proceed to our next question. Question number 4. At what distance should an object be placed for a convex lens of focal length 18 centimeter to obtain an image at 24 centimeter from it on the other side, what will be the magnification produced in this case? So I have focal length, which is positive as it is a convex lens. Also, I have an image distance. We need to find an object distance first. So let us use the lens formula. 1 by f is equal to 1 by v minus 1 by u. Okay. So let us substitute the values. Focal length is 18, image distance is 24, and we need to solve it for u value. Okay. We can do this with the help of an LCM method. Okay. So the final output which I get is 1 by u is equal to minus 1 by 72. After doing all the math, I get 1 by u is equal to minus 1 by 72. That means my object distance is equal to minus 72 centimeters. We'll take the reciprocal simply. Now magnification formula is v by u. Okay, magnification formula is v by u. So v is 24, u is minus 72. So the magnification value will be minus 1 by 3. I hope the point is clear, children. Let us proceed to our next question. Question number 5. The refractive index of diamond is 2.42. What is the meaning of this statement? Now, what is the meaning of refractive index, children? It is the ratio of velocity of light in that particular medium to the ratio of velocity of light in the vacuum. So we are basically comparing. Okay. So when we say that the refractive index is 2.42, okay, it is 2.42, it means that the speed of light in diamond, we can find speed of light, which is equal to speed of light in vacuum divided by 2.42 simply. So what is speed of light in vacuum? It is 3.6 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second divided by 2.42. So the speed of light in diamond, which we can find, is 1.24 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. Again, children, I'll repeat. Refractive index n is simply speed of light in medium divided by, I'm so sorry, speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in medium. So here I have n, which is refractive index of diamond, let us say. So it is equal to speed of light in vacuum divided by speed of light in diamond. Therefore, speed of light in diamond is equal to speed of light in vacuum divided by the refractive index, which is what we have done in the problem. This formula only we have used here. So C is 3.6 into 10 raised to 8 divided by, there's a slight printing error here. It should be 3 into 10 raised to 8, children. Speed of light in vacuum is 3 into 10 raised to 8 divided by 2.42, which is 1.24 into 10 raised to 8 meters per second. I hope the point is clear, children. Let us proceed further to our next question. Okay. This is our last question, children. One half of a concave lens is covered with a black paper. Will this lens produce a complete image of an object? Verify your answer experimentally and explain your observation. For example, if you have a concave lens at your home, you can cover half part of it with the help of a black paper or some opaque sheet and conduct the experiment. Now, what you will observe after experiment is, still the image of the candle flame will be observed entirely, or the image of the candle entirely it will be observed. That means what? That the image formed by a concave lens, does not depend upon its size. Okay, it does not depend upon its size. But what will you observe is that the brightness of the image will decrease. Now, since you are covering half of the lens, the amount of light captured by that lens will be less. That's why the brightness of the image will be less. So from the experimental observation, we find that, what you will find that the image formation does not depend upon the size of the lens. Okay. A smaller lens can also form complete image of an object placed in front of it. This is very important point. However, the brightness of the image decreases. So there is a change in the brightness only. Otherwise, in the size of the image, there is no change. Now, what is the reason why the brightness decrease is because when some part of the lens is blocked, it is because now the lesser number of rays pass through that lens. Okay, due to that lens is capturing less number of rays, that's why the brightness is decreased. I hope all the solutions are clear to you all. Thank you so much again.